You are watching 9 to 5, a show about people who are passionate about their job. In this segment, you will meet blogger Joey Marchy. 9 to 5 begins right now.
I'm a native of Jacksonville. I grew up here, and after college, I moved to Minneapolis for 3 years. When I came back, I felt like there was a lot of stuff going on in Minneapolis that we were kind of missing here. And what I wanted to do was kind of bring some of that excitement that I experienced, living up north in a bigger city, bring that to Jacksonville. When I left school, I was an IS major, which means I had a business minor and a BS in computer information systems. So I was a computer programmer. There weren't any jobs that I wanted to do when I came out of school, so I went into the web industry. That took me on one path, but as I've grown and as I've kind of realized what I've liked and what I like to do, I've realized that maybe being a hardcore computer programmer is not who I am. I have the type of personality where I always want to make sure that all the people around me are happy and are enjoying themselves. I was also very social, throughout school. I wanted to talk to people and interact with people and have fun with people. And I think that's just kind of carried through all throughout my life. And I guess the blog is a natural extension of that. It gives me the ability to kind of have a broadcast mechanism where I can, kind of do things that I think will make people happy in the city. The story of how I started Urban Jacksonville, it came down to one day when I was working from home and the news about the Hayden Burns Library came out. Something triggered me that day to kind of go start a blogger account and not really post any editorial on that, but just kind of spread the word. One of the original missions of Urban Jacksonville was to kind of be a news aggregator for information that I thought people similar to me, younger people who were interested in culture and downtown living, arts and other things, would be interested in reading. No one was really doing that at the time. There were lots of news sources, but no one was kind of picking and choosing and aggregating those interesting things and putting them all in one place, which is what I wanted to do. The growth of Urban Jacksonville was really organic in that where I am now, it's taken 4.5 years to build. I invested a lot of time on other forums because that was one of the best sources of information and where most people were interacting. So I spent a lot of time on the SPAR forum. I spent a lot of time on Metro Jacksonville, which started around the same time I did. Just kind of participating in those things, interacting with people, answering questions, asking questions, and kind of spreading the information that I had about the city, whether it was an interview that I had done or something editorial that I had written, some photos that I had taken, or just something that I was interested in general that I thought other people would be interested in. I always say one of the best ways to kind of spread your message or what you're doing online is to just kind of include, whatever it's doing in any type of communications that you have, whether it's email, I would add a link to my blog in my email signature. On forums, I would always link back to posts on my website. And then once I started doing interviews, that was a really great way to kind of grow the traffic because those people would tell their friends and family who would tell their friends and family. So it all kind of grew organically. As a natural extension to what I was doing on the blog side, I began to become even more active in the community by organizing events. I've thrown a couple art shows. I like to sponsor events in the community that I think are important, that I think other people would like. So I kind of help people to promote those events and to get the word out. that was just another way for the blog Urban Jacksonville to gain visibility in the community, was to actually be part and take part in what was going on. One thing that we've been doing for a while is Urban Jacksonville Weekly. It's a weekly podcast that we record at the Times Union every Monday, 9:30. We have a webcam, so we broadcast the video online live, so you can watch that. And then we produce a podcast and release that later in the week. It's a great platform for communicating and getting out a lot of information in a very short period of time. If I were to write a blog post that contained all the information that we created in 1 half-hour show of Urban Jacksonville Weekly, it would take me 2.5 to 3 hours. So just the time savings and the density of information in those audio and video communications tools, I think people are starting to see that the time savings outweighs writing or text. If you want to do something, do it and make it happen. If you wait, someone's gonna come and someone's gonna do it better than you, or you're gonna lose momentum and you're never gonna do it at all. So I would much rather get content that was unrefined than to never get it at all, And I think that one of the things that keeps me motivated and that makes me want to do stuff is the understanding that we have a unique opportunity in this city to do the type of things that we want to do with a very low barrier of entry. Many of the things that I'm doing in Jacksonville would not have the same success or reach the same type of, visibility in a larger market. And I think that's what we're starting to see in the city, is we're starting to see a culture that's coming up that's recognized that, hey, if I want Jacksonville to be fun, I'm gonna have to do it myself. No one's gonna come from San Francisco and plop down this framework that says, hey, this is how you make a great city. It comes through hard work, it comes through being involved in your community, making sure that the people that make decisions, they know what you want. For me personally, I'll keep doing what I'm doing. It may not be in the same form that it is now, but it'll always be, about making the city better, about looking for new ways to bring fun things to Jacksonville, and to create an environment where people look and say, wow, that's really awesome. That's a cool city to live in when they visit. I want to come back because there are people that are doing this and there are things like that in that city that I want. In 10 or 15 years, we'll look back on this time and we'll say, wow, that was a really influential time in the city when a lot of things changed because people stood up and they fought for what they wanted and they made things happen.